Alright guys, we're back live. Great healing tonight. Really excited about everybody getting their healing. Oh, getting lots of friend requests. This is good. People getting healing and spreading it out. This is good stuff. So I'm just going to wait for you guys to fill in. See how everybody's doing tonight. Hey Phelan. Hey Robin. Hey Jennifer. Hey Jean. Oh my goodness, the burpees are back again. Oh yay. It's fun times in my belly. Hi Alexandria. Hi Sierra. Hi Jennifer. Whew. Energy tonight has been pretty intense. I hope everybody got their healing tonight. Now we can get into the fun stuff, right? Woohoo. Rod says hoo-hoo. I do that too. Hey Amanda. Hi Whitney. Hi Diana. Hey Haley. How's everybody doing tonight? Valerie, you're back for more. This is awesome. Hey John. I'm going to keep track on your comments here. I'm going to keep refreshing my page here so I'm not missing anybody in case we got to post something up. Hey Morgan. That's good, honey. We just pushed out some healing energy for you in the last feed. So how's everybody doing tonight? Let's hear where everybody's from. Anybody was in the last feed got any healing? I'd like to hear about you guys feeling the healing. Hello, Mary. I want to get some questions going too. If you guys have some questions, let's get those going. Phelan, it's your day off. You should be sleeping in. Hey, Dana. Hi, Courtney. No, Courtney, anybody can be part of the healing. I wanted to leave instructions so you guys would be better prepared. That's what the email was for, so you guys would be better prepared. So next time I throw a post up about it and we ask for your email, we'll send you an email getting you better prepared for the healing for next week. So that'll be going up this week coming up. So Virginia, good stuff. San Diego, good to hear you guys from out, you know, away from my area. All right, you guys got any questions going for me? Anybody want to start asking questions about heaven? Maybe your guides. Ohio, love it, love it. Amanda, you were just in my shop. Vermont. Amanda had driven in with her friend all the way from Ohio to come see me in my shop. It was a good time, really good time. Got to help her friend that needed a lot of help. Danielle, I am from Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Johnstown, Pennsylvania, coming to you. Feeling energized. The energy is very, very weird tonight. Definitely feeling. Carol, if you want to check out the healing from the last feed, that might actually help you out with all that anger and stuff. Somebody did have a question. Let's go back. How can I communicate better with my spirits? I can hear, but sometimes I can only use the pendulum. They come to me around loved ones. Okay, Sierra. Only thing is, you don't want to keep using your pendulum, because what's happening is you are depending on it way too much. You're not gonna want to use the pendulum too much like that. You're gonna want to take your time with your guides. You're gonna want to start using your mind to communicate with them, because that is how they communicate. How do you know when they're trying to talk to you? That's an easy one. I'm going to tell you right now. It's very easy. You're going to start listening to your gut. Let me give you an example, okay? Give you a little example here. I had gone to a luncheon meeting with two doctors that come to see me on a regular basis. And we had a meeting because one of them owns a big arena, and he wants me to do a big Spirit Talk event where people are buying tickets to come see me. And we were kind of setting up when we wanted to do this, how we wanted to do it. And I took my food to go because I didn't want to sit there all night eating with them, because I didn't know how long they were going to be, and I wanted to get home to Justin. So I got in my car and I put my food on my seat, and I kept hearing Maria put the food on the floor. Well, I was too lazy. I was tired. I didn't want to put the food on the floor. I just left it on the seat and took off. And down the street, I didn't even get halfway down the street, and a car pulled out in front of me, and my food went flying up towards the front of my car and landed on the floor anyway. So just kind of trying to save me from that. So it's like that gut instinct, that small voice in your head that sounds like you, them trying to talk to you, trying to guide you in the right direction of listening. Oh, hey Tracy, you're awesome too. Thanks for the kind words. Still can't find anything on Angel Tour. Well, Tracy, that would probably be because that's my guide, and that was the name I was given by her. So I don't think you're going to find anything like that. There's a lot of angels that aren't mentioned in the Bible that not even Google knows about, that I have a lot of names that were given to me, and Torah is one of them. Torah actually helps me with my kids that have gifts. So if I get a text in the middle of the night from a child that I'm trying to help as a student who has gifts, I usually send Torah to go and help them take care of anything dark that might be surrounding them that's freaking them out and getting scared of. How can I find out how many guides I have? Well, Donna, that's a tricky question. So that number can change, okay? Based off of how your life is, you know, your past lives, you don't have to go when, you know, in heavens, everything goes circular. There's no time there. So you can go forward in life, backwards in life, or double up in the middle. So that's where that doppelganger thing happens, where, you know, somebody says, oh, I just saw you at the mall. I know I saw you at the mall. Same life, different lives, same era, okay? So what you're going to do is, you know, if heaven is circular and time just keeps going in a circle, your guides are going to switch out. The number's going to keep changing based off of where they are at with all of your lives going on at the same time simultaneously, because if we are made in God's image and he can be everywhere, so can we. So let's see. So if I got the name John, does that mean my guide's name is John or John the Baptist? Farah. John the Baptist is an ascended master. It's a different kind of guide. It's an upper level guide. He most likely helped you with your healing. He is a type of healing guide, so that would make sense. Phelan, lots of activity in my house. What I want you to do is just kind of pull that white light in that we just did with the healing. Pull it into your house and push out any dark that's in there. It's going to have to go. As soon as you say Jesus' name, it's gone. Who is Esther? Wow, you really got to read the Bible, Barb. Esther is one of my favorite stories in the Bible. She was an amazing female. She went against all odds. She knew that the king had somebody in his right wing that wasn't doing him good, but actually doing harm and making his name be spread around town, that, you know, he was a bad king. And you can't go before the king unless summoned by him, and she went against all odds and put herself in front of the king, knowing that she could have been put to death, but her people needed her to do this, to save their lives, because this right-wing man had put out a proclamation that he was putting all these people to death, and the king had not been aware of it, and she saved her people by going forth and almost having her life taken because of this, just to get him to listen to her. So yeah, that's a good story to kind of brush your knowledge up on. Okay, do crystals really help? If so, which should I use and how do I? Well, Carol, depends on what's going on in your life. Basically, what I'm going to suggest you to do is on the website, I'm going to actually, let me see where you guys are at here. I'm going to post it here. The Divine Medium.com, and you're going to go to that website and you're going to click, the shop online, and scroll down to healing crystals, and on there you're going to see a whole lot of crystals. And what you're going to do is you're going to scroll through, and what jumps out at you, click it and read about it, because I guarantee it's 99% about what's going on in your life. What is my from birth spirit guide's name? Terry. The spirit guide meditation It's pretty sacred, pretty important, pretty pretty amazing. What you're gonna want to do is you're gonna go to the website, thedivinemedium.com. I just posted it. You're gonna click that. You're gonna go to the shop online. Go down to the spirit guide, or the guided meditations, basically, and you're gonna purchase the spirit guide meditation. Your spirit guides are going to give you the name. I don't give those names because it's not up to me to give those names, because I don't know which guide wants to talk to you. So that's up to them. That spirit walk will help you get closer to them. If you are being blocked and it's taking a little while to see them or hear from them or get a name, it takes progress. It takes practice. It takes calming your mind down and not pushing to have it. It's relaxing and letting it come to you. Don't put, it's kind of like a boyfriend. Do you ever chase a boyfriend and he ends up backing away and she's too much? It's when you back off and act like you don't know them that they start coming around. Yeah, so you're going to want to try it that way. Sometimes things going on in your life will also block them coming through. So it's taking care of certain things in your life because they feel maybe that's more important than getting to know them. It's getting to understand that they're talking to you through your gut, through the small voice in your head, and listening to that before you need to know anything else. Pay attention to what they're telling you, because they are talking to you. They're not blocking you. Everybody has guides, and all of them talk to everybody. Okay, all your guides talk to you. Okay, there's a lot of questions here. I'm going to try to get to everybody. Val, that question, sorry, I passed it up there. That's going to be a medium question. I'm not doing medium readings tonight. I do those one-on-one. I don't do those over live feed. I try not to, at least. That's going to be a one-on-one ordeal. So let Patty know we're going to get her in the schedule. It's probably going to have to be on a Sunday when I have a day off that I can drive out, because I have to keep the shop open during the week and on Saturdays. Sunday's my only day off, so it would be coming out to her house right around that time. I've been trying for years on and off and can never come to the point that I don't think it is me talking to myself. How can I determine it? Okay, Benita, it's how they word their words. Like, for example, it's like waking up in the middle and going, all shall be one. Or something to that effect, that it's asking a question and you getting an answer and going, I know that wasn't me. Like, I know that wasn't, where the heck did that come from? Because I know that wasn't me. Okay? It's paying attention to that. There is stone Sierra that will help clear up spirits to talk to you, especially your guides. A good one is selenite. Another good one's clear quartz. Another one's angelite. That will help pull in your angels as well. There's a ton of them that will help you do that. Okay, somebody's talking about having a dream. Haven't had dreams in years, and I feel like I can't communicate with her anymore. Courtney, most likely, the reason why is she has ascended. That's kind of a far out date, and she will make her way back to you through dream. Don't push it. Let her come to you. Don't expect it. Don't push it. Just let it come to you. When they ascend like that, and they kind of cut back on the communication because they know you're going to be okay with or without them, so they can kind of move on themselves. It's when they know that you can't or having trouble, that they come around more often than normal. When they know you're going to be okay, they kind of back off a little and let you live your life, because they can't live it for you, okay? And you can't live vicariously through them. Can you tell me if my spirit guide is... Alexandra, that is something between you and your guides. I can, but I won't do that. That's something sacred that they feel that should be between you and them. It's kind of like an introductory meeting, and it's more awakening and awareness for you when you do it yourself. Don't live through other people. Let them come to you and do it with you. Try that spirit guide, the spirit guide meditation on the website. That will help. I have a question about souls. When you see or talk to past people, are they the ones who decided not to recycle? Wait, when you see or talk to past people, are they the ones who decided? No. Amanda, like I said, everything is circular in heaven. There is no time. So it's kind of like breaking up. Okay, look. Say this is your soul, right? This is fish food. And your soul is made up of little particles, okay? So these little particles get to go wherever they want, okay? They all are going to learn, and they're all going to go places, okay? So this is your soul, and it contains all these different aspects. And for example, and I'm getting fish food everywhere. Fishes are not going to be happy with me. The cats are going to have a field day, though, because they've been trying to eat it lately. But what's happening is these particles are going places. God made you in his image, so if he can go everywhere and multiple times, so can you. How does he hear everybody's voices and prayers at one time? It's the same thing with you, okay? So what's happening is your spirit loved ones are in heaven. They're having a life, multiple lives probably, all at the same time, and I can still talk to them, okay? Okay, or can you always connect with the soul whether they have taken another? Yes, I can do that as well. I live in and love the desert reluctantly, but I'm torn to move to the ocean with my family. Sonny, here's the thing. If your guides are trying to push you or pull you in a certain direction, and especially if it's not to move, then they're probably most likely holding you back so that you can finish off doing something in the area you're in. It's really thinking about what you want, not what other people want for you. This is your life. You got to make it what you want for it, okay? Don't let people tell you what to do. If I did that, I wouldn't be here talking to you guys on live feed, okay? You can't let people hold you back. You got to do what you need to do, and because here's the thing, when you pass away, nobody's going to answer for your life but you, okay? Is this a Christian thing or a New Age? Matt, I don't associate with a religion. I kind of walked away from organized religion a long time ago, actually after my accident. I'm spiritual. I do believe in Jesus, very much so. I know that he is real. I know that he is who he is. And there's no shitting about that. Sorry to swear, but you know me. I got a potty mouth. But no, this isn't a Christian thing or a New Age thing. This is just me, who I am, and how I communicate and how I know everything. I got Jane as my guide. Do I have more than... Yes, Amy, I have 117. That number changes along with my mission. So if I have that many, you most likely will have just as much, or if more, depends on your mission. I have a big mission to do, so I have a lot more guides than most people. A medium I talked to said I have 3 main guides. Danielle, that could be, but honestly, that's not really up to her to come to that conclusion. You could have up to 7 main guides. Main guides, that's very hard to say. I'm going to tell you why. Because let's say, for example, you got some issues going on at work and with your health and love, okay? There's 3 main guides that are helping you with each, okay? Now, say, for example, you start making up with your loved one or your husband or whatever, and that love life, isn't such a problem anymore. That one guide can go away now. You don't need them anymore. So that number can change, okay? So it's really, you can't really put a number on it. Tracy, you're welcome. Becky, can you tell me why I feel a deep need to go to Scotland and why I feel so connected to animals? Becky, most likely your guides are trying to take you to Scotland. Maybe you have to do some unfinished business there. Maybe you were there in another life and you need some kind of closure in this life to get over what happened before. Could be a past life. It could be this life. Could be something you need to do. Maybe you're supposed to touch a life or many lives in Scotland, and they're pushing you to go that way. And maybe it has to do with the animals. Can a family member be a guide? That's a tricky one, guys. Okay, here's the thing. Say, for example, let's see. Say, for example, you're 3 years old and your grandfather dies, okay? This 3 years that you think your grandfather's your guide, these 3 years that he was here for your life goes unattended. So that can't be. It has to be somebody, a loved one, like a family loved one, that didn't enter your life in this lifetime, that you never met, okay? That's the only way they can be a family member. okay? If any other way, your life would be unaccounted for with a guide, okay? So let's see, what else do we got here? Whew, out of breath. Is it possible to teach how to move objects with energy? Martin, if it is not in your soul contract to do that, I would not be trying to do that with your energy. There are some people on this earth that are at a different vibration that are meant to do that. If you can't do it right off the bat, then it's, or if it suddenly appears and you start being able to do that, it's only because you're awakening, you're being enlightened, and you're coming to a level to be able to do that. It's not something you learn. It's either put upon you or it's not. I didn't get the name. I keep seeing a black bear. Yes, Patty, we do have animal guides, and if perhaps you were in the healing session earlier today or tonight, then your animal guide would be your healing guide. And yeah, a good portion of animal guides are of native background, somewhere, somehow. What do I think about Jehovah's Witnesses? Martin, I don't want to trash anybody's religion. That's not why I'm here. Everybody's going to be at a different religious level of understanding. I don't put judgment on them. I mean, I have some issues with the Catholic religion only because I grew up with that Catholic background, and I can have a say on that just because I was a part of it for all of my life up until my early 20s. But I don't want to comment because I don't know too much about the religion. I don't know too much about, a lot of religion. I did take a course in college on religion, but to remember all of what everyone believes, it's kind of hard to keep track of all that. But I gotta tell you, in heaven there is no religion. There wasn't a desk that said, "Hey, Catholics, go this way," or "Hey, Jews, down this hallway." Their main concern was, how did you love? How did you gain love? Jesus himself didn't even attend a church. He went amongst the people and talked, because where one or more gather, he shall be. If I may ask, I have a mini reading I've been asking for guidance. Heidi, that would be something that you would do through the website. You would hit the sessions tab and pick out the reading that you'd like. I don't technically do mini readings. If you're looking for some questions to be answered, I would pick the big 3. You get 3 questions, and I'll put that through an email for you with those answers back to you. Barb, oh my God, thank you. Sounds like me. You're welcome, Barb. I was told Connor. That's awesome, Terry. If you were given a name, that's awesome. Own it. Take it. It's yours. It's yours now. So you can get to know those guides that gave you the names. Start to get to know them. Call on them. Call on their names to get some more, some more guidance and closure on some things that you need in your life. I got your spirit guide meditation. Like all other meditation, they did not work for me. Any pointers? Jennifer Milton. Jennifer. You remind me of Feifei, my friend and assistant. Hi, Monica. She had a lot of trouble going in. I took her in 4 different times. On the 4th one, actually, I took her in 3 different times, and on the 4th one, she wasn't meant to go in. She, and Feifei, you can verify this for me if you want, if you're still on. But on the 4th one, sorry guys, I'm having trouble here. My energy's being yanked from you guys here. Whew, making me tired. But she, on the 4th one, she, her son was going through it, and she just kind of wanted to sit there and kind of just wait till he was done. But she ended up going in. She couldn't help it. She ended up going into the meditation, and she was the only one that came out bawling her eyes out because she got to see her mom. So she did get to have an experience. Whether it was little, it was big to her. But yeah, it takes a little while. And the good thing about the guided meditation, I have people that come to my shop and get it personally done through me. And then we get to sit there and talk about it. So if you did have a meditation, you have questions about your meditation, like why did they show me this? Or, what did they mean by this? just show me or shoot me an email. I'll be able to answer those questions. But to answer your question, it's basically practice. That's why I made the guided meditation available on the website, so you guys can do this at any point in time. You're not pressured to do it at a specific time. It's now yours to practice with. Don't feel pressured. I think when a lot of people feel like they have to do a meditation, they have to be a certain mind frame, they have to do this or they have to do, when really you're just think of it as like right before going to sleep, trying to relax your mind so you can go to sleep. It's kind of like just when you expect too much, then you're not going to get anything back. It's when you relax that it comes to you. Wait, before I ask for a mini reading, I want to know in general, should we ask or should we wait and learn because it may be a growth or lesson period? Heidi, that would be up to your guides. If you're being pulled to get a reading, then get a reading. If not, then hold off. I never push any readings on anybody. So if you feel you need to hold off, that's all up to you, honey. I'm here for guidance and help any way I can. Now, with my readings, you guys have to understand, your guides are never going to tell you what to do. They're going to give you options. They're going to give you 2-3 options to choose from. And then it's up to you to pick which option. Because listen, whatever option you pick in your life, it's going to lead to this option here. So like, for example, if you have a relationship going on, and say, for example, things aren't going well, you either choose to stay with him or her and stick it out, or you go on your own path. Say, for example, you chose to go on your own path. Okay, now you're on your own path, so now that path leads to this decision, it leads to this outcome, and so on and so forth. Now, if you would have stayed, all these little outcomes, okay? See how the path changes based off of what you're choosing? And it's just, there's no failure, there's no mistake. It's picking the right options that make you happy and going forth on those different, I just hit my computer, that just get you to where you need to be. So when we have a gut feeling about something, is that our guides talking to us? Yes, Donna, very much so. That is your guides. They are pulling you, and it could be the slightest little thing as to put your food on the floor in your car. Okay? I'm starting to listen. They're very subtle, and sometimes you might not even pay attention. Like, you'll get it real quick and then go, and then something happens, and you're like, shit, I should have listened to myself. Yeah, that's your guides. Oh, Farah, you're welcome, honey. Hello, Louise. Hello. Tina, my mom Tina sat and meditated for a while after the healing and finally came up with a name, Kayla, or Keela. That's really cool. That's a cool name. I like that. Can I get a card, please? Belinda, we're not doing cards yet. Hold off on that, okay? So my loved one comes to see me because he knows that I need him. Amy, that or they have a message. Remember, do not take your dreams at face value. There is messages with everything that you get in your dreams. Just depends on what you're getting. Like, for example, if you see a snake in your dreams, no, a snake's not going to bite you tomorrow. It just means there's somebody sneaky in your life that you need to pay attention to. Are there 4 different types of spirit guides? Jean, there's multiple different kind of spirit guides. You got your love, your healing, guides for your childhood, that mystery pretend playmate that you grew up with most likely was a guide, especially if you got a name. So don't ever judge, don't ever judge your kids for having a playmate or pretend playmate, because that most likely is their guide getting them prepared for their childhood. Okay, let me scroll up a little bit here. Misty, how do you know if you had a past life? Well, it's simple. Let me ask you this. Has anyone ever been afraid of heights, afraid of drowning, don't like to be around water? Maybe you're afraid of spiders. Maybe you're afraid of the dark. Maybe closets freak you out, okay? Anything like this, you're going to pull in from a past life into this life. Let me show you an example. Now, I was on a journey to figure out who I was, okay? And it led me to understand. I don't want to get into too deep. I'm just going to show you the one picture. I was going to show you the other picture, but I'm not ready to get into that. I will in my book, if I can get clearance to do that. But past lives are very real, and it's your guides giving you clear breadcrumbs to get to that knowledge of understanding. Why is my... Okay, I was like, why is it taking forever? For some reason, my pictures are taking forever to load. I do talk about past life on the website under blog. On the contact page, there's a thing called the blog. Now, my coming out as a medium led me to this next step of finding out who I was. I was having a real hard time with being a medium in the first place, choosing that life, and then who was I? What made me be able to communicate the way I did since I was a child? Why am I able to do this? So I had a lot of questions, and my guides were trying very hard to help me with that. I'm trying to find this picture, and it's taking forever to download here, guys. Maybe I can pull it up. I don't know if I can do attachments. Nope. I won't be able to do attachments, but I bet I have it in my photos. Let me see. I think I did talk about it the one day, and it is in my photos somewhere here. Well, okay. I'm going to find it, but I'll keep talking. But basically, guys, yeah, everybody has past lives. You've had at least one if you're here on Earth. And a lot of these issues that you have with maybe being afraid of heights, like for me, being afraid of heights, I know that I had jumped off a cliff in one of my lives, because I lost my son. And again, I lost my son in this life. It seems like I can't seem to keep him in any of my lives. It's kind of irritating. But that's my lesson to understand, why can't I keep him? And I'm okay with it because he communicates a lot, and I'm not the only one that feels the effect from him. Justin has dealt with his shenanigans in the house, and my assistants at the shop have felt the effects from him being around. I'm determined to find this picture. I'm very determined, and I know it's here. I just gotta find it. But it's taking forever to load, so we're going to put that off for a minute. Okay, so let me get back to some things here. Do you believe your loved ones communicate through animals? Yes, very much. Very, very much. Sometimes I feel like my dog does things that just remind me of a loved one who passed. Yeah, anything that they can get their point across that they're around, they're going to do it. Anything to let you know. And I always say, guys, through God, anything is possible. Anything's possible, especially if they communicate through your animals. Anything's possible. Is it normal for somebody to talk to their spirit guides when they're asleep? No. And actually, my ongoing joke in the shop is everybody is a medium when they are sleeping, because that is when your soul gets to go out and play. Okay. Your soul does not get held back by the body. It gets to go out and venture out. That's why sometimes you'll feel like you just fell and woke up, like you just fell in your dream. That's your soul kind of jumping back in because it went a little too far and it needed to come back, and that invisible spiritual cord needs to get yanked back. So let's see. Interesting. Thank you. That makes sense. Awesome, Danielle. I am working through pain of abuse in this life and past lives. Can you offer guidance? Kathleen, tell your story. I bet you there's a lot of people out there that are working through the same kind of pain, and I bet you can touch a lot of lives. And when you get it on paper, that's when you start healing. Try that method. Even if it's starting out as a journal, at least you're getting it out and getting those thoughts out of your head so that you can start on a new path. What do you think about astrology? Amanda, I think a lot of astrology. Astrology is amazing. I think it maps out our lives. I think our birth time, dates, everything, the day set, the set is in our soul contract, and it sets us for who we become. Especially numbers in our astrologies. That's a big thing, especially if you see a repeating number, like a particular number 5 keeps showing up in things that you do. Like maybe you have a 5 in your business address and a 5 in your home address, or a 5 in your phone number, like these kind of things. It just means who you are, because that's your master number of your birth. I don't get it whenever I come on here and join the sessions, I get a stinking headache. Jennifer, it has to do with the message I push out, especially if your headache's up here in your frontal lobe, or here above, between your eyes. That's you obtaining the awareness that God is trying to push out to you. Listen, a lot of us are not from here. We volunteer to come here to help as many people as we can. And I can't worry about what people think. I just need to get messages out. Every message I get out, it's coming to me from my guides, pushing it out to you, or it's from the experience I have from my car accident that I'm pushing it out to you. So anything I can do to get the messages out, I will. And when that happens, when truth comes through, it is going to make your head hurt, because you're being aware, you're being open up to it. Hello, Rhonda. Hello. Jackie Hallowell. Jackie, I actually do a past life reading. If you want to go onto the website and hit the sessions tab, it's under past lives. And we can go dig deep into that whenever you feel you want to come to me with that. I'm a nurse. One of my residents died a few months ago. I seemed to receive a new guide the next day. At first I thought it was a resident, but when I asked the name, I got the same name I received today during the healing. Heather. Was this my resident's guide? No. Your guides are... You're not going to obtain somebody else's guide, because, again, remember, there's all that time that they were without you, that you were without them, that you needed them into your life. So no, a guide doesn't just show up and be assigned to you. They've always been there. Other guides, yeah, they do watch us, because here's the thing. When you have a soul contract, your guide not only watches your soul contract, he's got to, or she's got to, watch all the contracts around you, because when they do something in your soul contract, it affects everybody else's soul contract around you, so it will get affected. So you got to watch, they got to watch all that. So it's very tedious how they have to do their job. Is there a way to find out what my past lives were about hypnosis? Guys, I don't trust hypnosis. I feel like whoever the hypnosis is, if they're not credible, they can implant things that aren't there, which could lead you on a goose chase, okay? There is somebody that I will recommend, but I'm not going to do it on here. I'm going to ask him if it's allowable for me to do that first. I don't want to go getting him bombarded with emails. But he does very good past lives as well as me. He's the only other person that I trust to do this kind of thing. But he does it with astrology. He doesn't do it the way I do it. I do it through your guides and your spirit loved ones that surround you. And he does it through numbers and astrology with your birth, okay? So it's a very different way of doing it. It's two different really cool readings that you can get from both of us. I grew up Pentecostal. Amanda, I think we did talk about this when you were in. They taught about the Holy Ghost speaking in tongues from the Bible. What do you think about this being really true? As I can speak, it was taught I received God's Holy Spirit. Okay, I don't know the religion of Pentecostal or speaking in tongues. In the Catholic religion, you're taught that speaking in tongues is bad, but I do have an assistant that speaks an old Aramaic, and I guess that's the way of speaking in tongues, not speaking a religion that we are used to. I don't think it's bad. I think that someone's, like a spirit guide maybe, is trying to push through to give a message, and that's how they're getting the message through. I don't know that religion enough to sit here and dissect it and things like that, and I don't want to do that because I don't want to get the wrong message out. I'm struggling with keeping my vibration at a level that was easily maintaining a few years ago. Right now, how do I fix that? struggling with your vibration, not everybody's vibration is going to stay the same the rest of your life. I mean, I was at a different vibration, 4 years ago, and my vibration has raised since then. And there is, weeks where it'll get to a lower vibration and I'm having a hard time, and maybe I can't get through a week. I'm having a real hard time with the human life that I was put upon myself. But maintaining that level, it's kind of hard. But you can, however, keep crystals around you, keep in contact with your guides with raising that vibration. You don't ever want to stay at the same level. You want to try to keep the vibration as high as possible. The average soul that's not from here, that takes on this life as a volunteer, we try to keep our vibration at a 2%, which is kind of low for here. But most of us are at a very low 0.4 or 0.3, and we're trying to get it to that high 2%. Yes, Kathleen, it is all about love. Are you back yet? Jackie, how? Am I back? Yes? Don't know how to answer that. Sierra, my friend doesn't believe in any of this, like heaven or afterlife or anything, but I feel like him knowing about this could help him through some tough times. Is there a good way to teach him about it without overwhelming him? Sierra, you never want to push anything on someone. When they feel that he is ready, they'll put upon him, what they need him to know at his pace of learning. Not everybody is going to get through this life knowing everything and be all-knowing and know the knowledge that, that I know. Everybody's going to be at a different level. And maybe this life, he doesn't get to that level. And it's him learning that. That's part of his learning process. So I would never push it on him. But you can live your life at a high vibration. And if he witnesses it and is seeing it for firsthand and says, I want what she has. How do I get that? Then let him come to you and start talking to you. How are you the way you are? Why are you so happy? And how is your life so amazing? And it's just them coming to you. I have a friend like that now that, I feel like she's going downhill, and witnessing it firsthand and having to sit there. Nothing I say is she's going to listen to. It has to take her to make those changes to rise herself up. I can talk myself until I'm blue, and it's until she makes that decision to change that she'll make that change. But before I do I need to do the evaluation first? No, Heidi, the evaluation is for students that are looking to get an evaluation done. The meditation, there's no evaluation that needs to be done. You just go and purchase it and just start tonight. I'll send it to you right after the live feed. Where would I move to? Jackie, how? Jackie, that would be up to your guides. It's listening to your guides. Where do you feel yourself getting pulled or being drawn to? Georgie, that's awesome, honey. That's awesome. Let's see. Georgie, tingling the top of your head, would that be your guides trying to get your attention? Okay, here's what I'm going to ask you, because there's two different communications when it comes to the head. Well, three. One is migraines. Two, it feels like a spider or something's in your hair and you keep going like this, like something's in your hair. That's spirit. That's somebody that loves you, that's running their fingers through your hair. Tingling on the skin, like little needle points. If you're feeling it in the same spot at all times, that's your guide trying to say, pay attention. Like when Maria wants my attention, she'll do it to my back shoulder blade right here, and I'll be in the midst of something, and when I feel it, I'll stop myself and go, what were we just talking about? What were we just doing? And then it's her telling me pay attention. Now, when it comes to your loved ones doing the tingling on your skin, like little needle points, and your skin goes numb, that's your loved ones touching you somewhere on your body, okay? Any suggestions on remembering dreams? actually, Candace, there's a lot of ways that we have at the shop that help. A selenite, maybe having a little selenite tower or a crystal next to your bed will help. There's a dream candle that Amanda Brandel swears by. I hope she's on here. She can verify that she does this. She, excuse me, will light it. She will light it before she goes to bed, and she says that she swears she remembers her dreams from there. Okay, I must be way behind because you guys are talking about the past lives, being afraid of the dark, or being scared to drive at night. Pat, I am doing well, better than I was 3 days ago. I got to get past all your guys' fears here to get to some real questions here. This is funny. Megan, past life topic. You had vivid dreams or memories of choosing your parents. This is very true. They call it the lining up of the mommies or the lining up of the dads. And you do get to choose who you have your life with, that keeps track of who you become here. Do we have people from our past lives and our current lives? Amy, yes, I just got over a past life relationship with my ex. And it was a repeating different era, but repeating the same crap. And I had to learn from it this time. I'm not sure if he learned from it, but I don't think he did. I'm not getting that he did, but I definitely did. And that relationship will not repeat itself the next time I come through. So that's bonuses for me. I have a fear of police and cops. Oh, we're still on the fears. Okay, so I got to get past the fears, guys. Past life memory. My mom killed me in the 50s because I couldn't be colored and see colors. That's a little odd. Couldn't be colored or see colors. I don't know where you're going there with that, Megan. Like, were you Caucasian? Were you African American? Or could you not see colors? But that's pretty cool that you're remembering a past life. We come here, with a veil, and sometimes you don't get to remember those past lives. But if they play a role in this life, it means that you do have to get some closure somehow with that past life. You're welcome, Courtney. Can you tell me, excuse me, granddaughter who is 1 year old freaks out when she sees me in water? Okay, Robin, this could very well be a past life. She walked in bathroom tonight when I was soaking Epsom salt for pain relief, and she cried so hard she threw up. What is going on? Robin, and most likely she had witnessed or found you in a state of water dead, and she's brought it into this life, and she's repeating this life with you. Now, Robin, you could have been her mother and she was your daughter, and I wouldn't be surprised if you have that kind of bond with her, even though she's your granddaughter, and she's pulling that into this life. Now, if she's 1 year old, you're going to have to work with her, maybe getting her to splash in the water, and while you're doing it with her, showing her that it's okay now, that nothing bad's going to happen to you. I got killed. My friends and my son's father put ISD and rat poison. Why did they do this to me? Jackie, that's going to be a past life again. That would be a reading that we would do together, digging into that. I don't want to do it on the live feed. I think it's going to take up too much time. So we're going to do that one-on-one. You're going to go to the website and hit sessions and look for that past life reading. I'm afraid of bridges. We're still on the past life. You guys are cracking me up. Raylan, I hope I'm saying your name, Rager. I hope I'm saying your name right. Yeah, loved ones will act through animals or send you an animal that registers with them. My husband swears he has out-of-body experiences while sleeping. Actually, Selena, all of us do that. We all travel. Where do you think our dreams come from? Because our souls are bringing it, all that information back to the body, and the body has to register what's going on. Why are we having these dreams? Excuse me. Okay, I'm going to pass some of these up here because you guys are all talking about past lives again. Do people that commit suicide go to heaven? Ray Lynn, they don't go to heaven right away, but they don't go to hell either, okay? And I'm going to explain this in depth because I feel like a lot of people get misguided through religion that, you know, just because you had a hard time and felt the need in your mindset was not healthy with the decision that you made, because I guarantee if you were in a healthy state of mind, you wouldn't have gotten to that level of trying to do that to yourself. I know because I've been to that past, and I remember what it was like, and I know that, you know, my mind frame now, I wouldn't have came to that conclusion or even tried. So basically, Yvonne, that's a very good example of having a dream and coming back and remembering it. Having a dream with playing with your grandchildren who are not born yet. That's really cool because you are astroplaning. You are the medium at night, getting to do that with the loved ones that are trying to come through still to this life to be with you. Do people that commute student? Yeah. Again, with that, they go to what's called plateau. Okay. It's a self-awareness area where you're self-awareing or self-concluding how you got here, why you got here, and bottom line, how do you not do it again? You don't want to get, you don't want to stay there. So your mind frame is going to try to do all it can to understand what brought you to that conclusion and what could you have changed with that outcome. They don't want you going to the next level until you come to that conclusion. Okay, sorry to rip that off there. It's bothering me. So God understands a lot of us down here do, I don't want to say down here because, you know, heaven is technically a reality that's next to us kind of blending in. But he basically understands that, you know, we're going to have decisions to make, and not all those decisions are going to be in our best interest, and we're going to end up doing something that we're going to later regret because all you're going to do is filter back through again and have to do something similar to the same life you just did. So it's not making that end decision, but trying to figure out an outcome that will switch it and help you. Danielle, when you feel sick at your high spiritual state, it's adjusting to that state, so you don't want to jump up to that state. And it's kind of like going on a roller coaster. If you've never been on one, your first reaction is to vomit. It's the kind of the same thing. You want to watch that vibration, and when you start to just kind of bring it down. Get the headaches too, same here. That's why my head hurts. I thought it just needed caffeine, but now that I think about it, it happened during last week's roundtable. Yeah, you guys, anytime there's truth coming out, you are going to get a headache. I apologize for this, but, you know, I kind of don't apologize for this because you guys are getting aware of things. You are getting knowledge. You are getting the fruit of the words of God, you know, through me. Could you please tell me what happened to me? Again, Jackie, that's going to be a past life, and I think I just went over that with you. You're going to go to the sessions page and look up the spirit or the past life reading. How do you find out who your guides are? Ray Lynn, it's going to be on the website, the divinemedium.com. Go to shop online and scroll down to guided meditation, and you'll find it there. What do our dreams mean? Rhonda, it just depends on your dream. What are your guides trying to tell you? If you have a dream that you're going upstairs, you land in a white room with 3 windows, it's, what do those windows mean? What does that room mean? Why are you going upstairs as opposed to downstairs? Everything has a meaning to it. Okay, thank you for sharing, being here, taking your time with everyone. You're welcome, Jackie. I have uncertain dreams and flashes that are not part of my memory. Jean, happens to me all the time. It's your past lives coming through to help you in this life. Just take your time with it. Don't push it. Once you get a flash, maybe write it down so you can remember where it's taking you. It obviously is taking you on a breadcrumb trail. So you're going to take your time with that and try to learn it. That's kind of how it happened with me when I found out I was Queen Anne Boleyn. That's the picture I was going to show you. it was breadcrumbs. And then when I went to that astrologer I talked to you guys about earlier, I had never said to him anything about me being Anne Boleyn. His very first past life he popped up on his astrology was he said he kept seeing me in London and Britain and all these places in London and in England. And he said, but he goes, I gotta tell you, it's so sad, but I feel like you got your head cut off. I was like, how? And Kelly was sitting in the room with me when I was getting this reading done. I mean, it took everything for me to get this reading. As you guys know, I don't really go to other mediums or anything because I have a very bad trust issue with people that claim that they are a medium. And then when I get around them, I'm getting a different story. And it's not always good in their favor. And that's why I'm very weary of it. Me as a medium, of all things, you know, you would think that I, you know, would go to mediums, but I don't. It's very rare that I will. But he had gotten that, and I turned to Kelly, and I was like, oh my God, I got chills. I was like, I got chills. Like, it felt different being the person getting read. And I understood what you guys go through when I do a reading, and you're like, holy crap, how could she have known that? I was in the same mind frame, like, how the hell could he have known that? He wouldn't have known that. But here's the picture, and I'm going to try my best to kind of, I don't know, I wonder if I can lower the, I'm going to lower the, here we go, maybe that'll work. We'll try that. I don't know if you guys can see now. There we go. Can you guys see it now? I'm actually going to, I can probably post this up so you guys can see it. You know, we're going to look very similar to who we were in a past life, right down to the jaw, the nose. The eyebrows are different only because I pluck them a different shape, but the oval eyes and everything, and the high cheekbone, and the subtle, you know, the subtlety below the nose, and the chin. Yeah, it's I would show you my ex, because that's what brought me to who I am. But yeah, that life was very interesting to find out about. And as you guys all know, Anne Boleyn had an older daughter. I know who my older daughter is, and I have a daughter, only child, and then I lost my son. And as you know, Anne Boleyn had lost her son at a young age, actually stillborn, or miscarriage, at 3 to 4 months, and that's when I lost my son, was 3.5 months. He was taken out of me. So it's repeating, same exact life, everything. I think I was put in this life to tell him this information, though. He said he would be. Sierra, if you're being guided towards that, then I would go, you know, always listen to your guides, but also pay attention to how much information they're letting you have to give to him. You don't want to overdo it. Jesus would be proud of your teachings. You're spot on. Thank you, Julie. I try to make him proud. I really do. Christina, you are going to be seriously worn out after this. We're all, oh, fair. I love doing this. It kind of makes my day off a little fun, kind of help you guys out. My guide wanted me to tell you what will be, will be. John, I actually do know what that means. As you guys all know, and I didn't want to bring it up tonight. I'm still kind of coming down from all that negativity and drama. But you guys, most of you guys were on the live feed where we were trying to help Jesse Campbell. He had, I think it was like 3 live feeds back or 4 live feeds back. He had, you know, commented about trying to commit suicide on my live feed. So we kind of had to shut everything down and kind of talk him through that. And I was working with him, and we ended up trying to make a GoFundMe. And I don't know if you guys all remember me trying to make that GoFundMe. It was not going through. Like, I had to try to create it. Like, it was 12 to 13 different times I had to try to recreate this account, and it would not go through. But the last few days with him, he he was promoting the GoFundMe. He was promoting himself on his own page, and then he kept coming at me about promoting him, and we were trying to promote him, but I don't have time to do it like he wanted me to, like every day, multiple times a day. And I'm so busy, I have a hard time getting back to everybody throughout the day. And he sadly got very upset with me because I was not returning his emails and stuff on time, like he wanted me to. So he got very angry with me, ended up putting a nasty post up that we had to put down, because I don't allow negativity on my page, because it surrounds the whole page with negativity, so we ended up taking it down. And then we come to find out that there was a lot of holes in his story. The night I talked to him, the night he tried to commit suicide, he had told me that he had no way of communicating with his mother. His mother was taken away from him by the state via his family because they had said that, or they had made claims that he was abusing her, and he had no way of getting a hold of her, even finding her. And then he's texting me, telling me, to call her and make sure that he's legit, that he's not a scammer, because he had gotten wind that I had found out he was. So I questioned, well, how did she go from not being found to all of a sudden you want me to call her and she's at home and she wasn't claimed by the state like he had originally said. So there's a lot of holes in his story. Telling me he can't afford his pills, but he somehow has a phone through Verizon with a contract. How is he forwarding that? So I did some police digging on his background and things like this, and we've come to find out that through his actions, we think that he's some kind of addict, and apparently he's not. He's done this to other groups. I don't want to say the groups that we got wind of, that he has done this in their group where they had to block him. And he has my personal number, so he has been blowing my phone up. And the reason why I have been so upset about it is he was blowing my phone up the one night till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't know if he was on something, but he had said some claims to, I'm going to be taking pictures before I end myself, and I hope that you know that you did this to me. So what he was basically doing was he was claiming he was going to commit suicide, take a picture before he did it, to prove that he was going to do it, and then I was to take this to my grave, that I had pushed him to commit suicide. And he had called my shop several times, left messages on my personal phone. And my assistant Phelan finally picked up and had some words with him. And she's an EMT, so she picked up on his addictions as well, because he had made some, she had said, she had given him all these options, because she, worked in the hospital field, and she knew what avenues he had to take, because he was blaming me because he couldn't afford his medicine. So how did he afford it before we even came into the picture? So all of a sudden he has no money. It was coming to the point where he wanted the GoFundMe as a personal paycheck every month, and that's not why we started it. We wanted to start it so that, we could get him some kind of footing into his life, and that wasn't ending up being the case. So I was upset because of the claims he was making, the very derogatory, negative, hurtful messages he was leaving me, and then the fact that I felt like everybody got scammed. So I felt very hurt by that, because it's hurting me, because what if we do have somebody that really needs help and really could use the money? And I feel like an idiot wanting to have to ask, hey, we really do have an actual case this time that really could use our help, and people are going to question it. So I am going to do some background checks next time we do have somebody that needs help. So I am going to put that awareness out, that if you do need help, I do need to do background checks from now on. I do have connections with the police department, so we will do background checks, make sure that you're not scamming or doing a cyber scam. How old am I? I am 37. I will be 38. Okay, sorry guys. Diana, you're gonna have to repeat the question. I didn't see it. Jackie, why does your cat always headbutt you? That would be the same question I would ask my Sid, my cat. That's their way of hugging. That's their way of saying pay attention. They're putting their marking scent on you as well. Can relationships with people from their past lives actually work out? It just depends. Like my past life relationship with my ex didn't work out in the last life, and of course it's not going to work out in this life. And it's remembering what that relationship was about in the past life and what did I not learn that I'm learning now. It's happening again because we're both either to learn from it or one or the other is supposed to, and I did. So I'm okay that relationship can be expunged. Okay. Megan. Okay, you were African American, could see auras. Okay, so she was freaked out. Okay, so that's kind of cool that you remembered that. At least you're, owning it and acknowledging that this happened. Now you can start coming to a closure with it so that you can move on from it. That, maybe she was not ready, and it's coming to the effect of forgiving your abuser and someone that hurt you that way. How do I know not to repeat the same relationship? Same way that I did. It's coming to that realization of there's nothing you can change with that person, but you can change, however, yourself. That's the point. I once had a very vivid dream where I was sitting beside God and we were creating new species of fish and animals. Carrie, that's so cool. I didn't see God, but I could feel his presence. No, God doesn't have a form. He's not female or male. And he doesn't actually go by the name God. Most extraterrestrials will talk about him being called a being. He goes by being, the being, or the being of light, okay? Carrie, this could be very well that, maybe you were there when he was creating creation. You could have been one of the first souls that was created to keep him company, as he did with Adam and Eve. And it's very well that you were there and present when he was doing this. So that's actually very cool to remember that kind of past life with him. Is it true in your past life one of your ex could be your son? Yes, it's very true, Jackie. Also, your dad could be your brother. Your aunt could have been your dad. It just depends. Amy, what is the website? thedivinemedium.com. How can I strengthen my ability to channel? Georgia, there's a course that I'm going to be teaching my students. But if you want, you can fill out the student evaluation form on the website under the Mentoring Academy and click the evaluation form and fill it out, and we'll figure out what abilities you have, and then we can go from there and perfecting it, okay? What do you know about receiving the heart of Jesus? Carrie, when you say the heart of Jesus, I get several things that I'm not actually supposed to be talking about on live feed, only because it's not protected the way I need it to be to talk about things like that. When I pause, I'm listening, so give me 1 minute. Carrie, I'm being told not to talk about it because it carries a strong vibration that could pull in dark because they would get knowledge of it. You can inbox me about it and we can talk about what you know about it and what I can divulge to you, and we'll go from there. Felicia, I'm so sorry I got your name wrong if I got it wrong. It's The Divine Medium, Carrie. Sorry, The Divine Medium. You want to put the divinemedium.com. You want to put the in front of it. Okay. I hope I'm not getting too far behind with these questions. The evaluations did not go out. Phelan is still having back issues. She's actually on live feed tonight. I don't know if she went back to sleep, though. What time is it? 8:30? Oh, we've been on for an hour, so that's good. I thought it was like 2 hours already. Sometimes when we're on these live feeds, it goes forever. We'll be like here for 3 hours. No, the evaluations did not go out. We have everybody's name lined up. I have some more questions lined up. It's going to be close to 200 questions that you guys are going to be filling out through email. And I got to put a disclaimer out, okay, guys? It's going to take, excuse me, it's going to take about 3 to 4 months to get those answers out to you, because I have a lot of them to go through, okay? And it's going to take close to 3 to 4 months, just depending on who came first with the emails, okay? Just depends. You could get it in a week, you can get it in 2 weeks, it just depends. But we're estimating 3 to 4 months, but I don't think it's going to take that long. It just depends on how crazy my schedule gets with Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up with group readings. We're already getting a lot of events pushed in my schedule where I'm not going to have time. You know, in the next, I'm already booked solid for this week. I can't even get anybody filled in for this week unless I have a cancellation. I like to remember my dreams, write them down, and go into my dream book. In there, I find a lot of the meanings of certain specific objects. Is it higher conscious telling you pay? Yes, very, very much, Jana. You want to start paying attention to everything you write down. My assistants always try to write down everything. Rochelle, explaining deja vu. Okay. If you are repeating a life, the exact same life, same era, same time frame, there's a reason for it. You chose to come back here. Is there a way to control your dreams? Carrie, very much so. You can, before you go into your dream, you're going to want to start to pay attention to asking to control your dreams, or putting it in your mind frame that you will have a remote control and you will move and do things the way you want to. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes the only way to learn is to give up control and let your dreams play out the way they're supposed to. That's your soul going on adventures and creating the dream messages that come back to you, so you can understand where you went and what you were told to help you here. Can you explain it? Okay, the deja vu. Here's the thing. You're repeating the same life, same era, same time frame, everything. And it's because you didn't learn the last time, or you skipped something or missed something that you wanted to experience, so you came back through again. The deja vu feeling, once you learn that path. Now, let me explain this. Say, for example, you're going on this path. Now, when I came out as a medium, I went off this way. For example, my last life, because I repeated it again, was going this way. So as soon as I claimed, I'm going to do this, I'm owning what I'm supposed to do, and I'm going to start doing it. I started going this way. When I started going this way, that's when I stopped getting deja vu. I haven't had deja vu since I did that. Now, once that deja vu starts back up again, it means you went back on that path, and you got to get back off of it to start something new again. And it's paying attention to that. Okay, out of breath. Jackie, you're welcome, honey. Okay. Farah, I love readings. Well, I enjoy doing them. One of my most disturbing dreams was walking through catacombs in Paris. It was creepy. Barbara, you might have been visiting someone or visiting your own on that one. Candace, you look like her. Thanks. Wow, amazing similarities, both pics. Wow, we're way behind. I gotta catch up with you guys. Is your current daughter Mary? No. Mary, my sister, no. We know who she is. I don't want to put it out on live broadcasts who she is, but we have figured out who Mary, my sister, is. Actually, I can show you who Eden is. Eden already knows. We have discussed it. And the funny thing is, when she was around 4 years old, I think it was around 4 or 5 years old, she dressed up as Queen Elizabeth. And we couldn't understand, like, I couldn't understand why a 4-year-old would dress up like her. But since I've gotten these breadcrumbs, it all makes sense now why she dressed up like her. It's right down to the cliff chin and the thin lips and the nose. It's very hard to see on this, but I'm trying my best so you guys can see. But Queen Elizabeth, and she still acts like her, the little stinker. It's a 50-year-old woman in a little child body, in a 16-year-old body. She comes at me like she's not afraid. She'll say, "Mom, you're not supposed to do it that way. And I'll go, really? How would you do it? Like, it's funny. She cracks me up. She keeps me on my toes, I gotta tell you that much. And I'm pretty wisdomed, if that's even a word, but she keeps me on my toes. Oh, Rhonda, thank you. Yeah, I know it's been hard dealing with that whole situation with the GoFundMe and that situation with that. So yeah, um, Felicia, when you experience somebody that has gifts and they're suicidal, it's helping them understand that they're not alone. That there are so many more people out there that have gifts. Excuse me. Whew. You guys are draining me. I was at that point in my life, you know, I had tried to commit, and I had a lot of ups and downs. On my family will be firsthand up front to tell you that, you know, that they experienced the ups and downs, because I don't think I understood what was going on to even explain it to anyone. But I definitely was crying out for someone to help me. But I didn't know how to cry out for it or get help. So it's sending them to the right people. Like, I get a lot of people coming into the shop and sending their kids in. And I love these parents that support them and say, listen, I think my kid has a gift. Is there any way you can help them? You know, not be afraid of it, or is there a way you can help them understand it? And that is my biggest goal in this life, is to help kids understand their gifts so they're not scared. Because I remember very, very vividly going through that and not having an understanding from family members as to what I was going through, especially with my dizzy spells and constantly being my stomach being sick. I didn't myself know what was going on, but it made sense once I came out as a medium and all those things started coming back, because as soon as spirit comes around me, I get immediately dizzy and my stomach gets upset, to the point where I don't want to do a reading. And I've been getting that under control over the past few years with doing readings multiple times a day. I can't keep getting sick and dizzy, so it's taking precautions to deal with that. Is there a certain meditation or crystal, or is it a gift that only some people have? Meditation and